Recalling 201627, State of Michigan versus Deontay Walton Wright.
Park Bernardi, on behalf of the State of Michigan.
And Blaze Kearney from the Defender Services, right, on behalf of Deontay Walton Wright.
Your name, sir?
Deontay Walton Wright.
Thank you. This matter was scheduled for preliminary exam at 11 a.m. It's now 11:40 by the court's clock. I received a stipulation of the parties to a plea agreement that indicates that the parties agree to add count 2, attempted resisting and obstructing, dismissing the original resisting and obstructing, an additional term of probation. It's been signed by both parties. Is there anything you want to add or expand upon, Mr. Bernardi?
No, Judge.
Only that I explained the rights that Mr. Walton Wright would be giving up by going to trial, or by giving up his right to trial in this matter and all the collateral issues, including the potential immigration consequences that may arise, and the fact that he loses his appeal of right by entering a plea today.
Mr. Walton Wright, you heard the comments made by your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
And you have had an opportunity to speak with him regarding your rights as relates to this matter and any potential trial and exam in this matter?
Yes, ma'am.
And you wish to waive those rights and proceed with the plea agreement signed by the parties?
Yes, ma'am.
And this plea is being freely and voluntarily given?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Kearney, do you wish to inquire further of your client?
Yes. As to the factual basis for what happened, and can you give the date? I apologize.
November 3rd.
On November 3rd of 2020, were you part of a traffic stop that occurred?
Yes.
And were you a passenger in that vehicle? And was the driver of that vehicle ultimately arrested for driving with a suspended license?
Yes.
And after the driver was arrested, did the police come to the passenger side and ask you to get out of the vehicle?
Yes.
Did you get out of the vehicle?
No.
Okay. Did you know that those police officers were engaging in their duties as police officers when they gave you that order?
Yes.
Satisfied?
Took place in the city of Romulus.
Is that
It was in
correct?
Romulus.
Yes.
Satisfied.
Satisfied, Judge.
Thank you. Court will accept your plea to the attempted resisting and obstructing. As the sentencing in this matter?
Judge, I think that I would ask for a short term of probation in this matter. Mr. Walton Wright, correctly, when this traffic stop occurred, the police had stopped the car because there was no insurance indicated. And then they discovered that the driver did not have a current license, that her license was suspended. They asked Mr. Walton Wright for his ID, and he said, "I'm not going to give it to you, I'm just traveling," which is his right to do under Michigan law. After they arrested the driver, they came back to begin the process of an inventory search of the vehicle, and they asked Mr. Walton Wright to get out. He indicated he didn't want to do that. He acknowledges that that was wrong of him to do. But at the end of the day, what Mr. Walton Wright is guilty of is having a little overambitious view of his civil liberties, which I don't think is anything that shows that he's a danger to the community in any way, that even his conduct was anyway untoward. The police did perform an inventory search of the vehicle, and they found a number of things. One, they found Mr. Walton Wright's ID. This isn't a case where he was trying to deceive the police at all. He simply said, "I don't want to give you my ID." They found absolutely nothing in the vehicle that Mr. Walton Wright was trying to obstruct them from searching the vehicle. They found any contraband of any kind, no weapons, no drugs. They found liquor bottles in the back seat. That was the extent of what was discovered. Mr. Walton Wright was not under any intoxicants at the time. So I think that given that the conduct here, probation is the kind of thing we need when we need to monitor somebody so that they can, be integrated into society, stop engaging in criminal behavior. I think the transgression that Mr. Walton Wright has engaged in here is so minor that I think non-reporting probation would be appropriate in this case with minimal fines and costs.
Any response, Mr. Bernardi?
Judge, the only thing I would add is that it did get some small amount of physical interaction as the officer was trying to get the vehicle to pull away, and they had to apply some minor amount of force, so it was more than just straight up refusing to identify himself or something like that. There was some physical interaction. Additionally, the defendant, this would be his third what appears to be fairly minor misdemeanor type offenses, but they are all the same. The other two are similar. He doesn't seem to believe that he has to find, he has disturbing peace, and also a lying to police officers prior cases that were taken under initially, I think, under advisement, but he seems not to understand his civic duties with regards to authority.
Anything else, Mr. Carney?
No, Judge.
Mr. Walton Wright will be fined $500, cost totaling $145, for a total of $645. There will be 6 months of non-reporting probation. Mr. Walton Wright, it's more important that you pay this total $645 than report. As Mr. Bernardi has already indicated, your issue appears to maybe be with authority and not necessarily anything specific to how this case unfolded. So again, 6 months of non-reporting probation. If you want to set up a payment plan with the court, you can contact the collections department unless you're able to pay all of that right now, $645 right now.
I will be able to go into the payment plan.
Okay. Just contact the collections department, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Anything else, Mr. Bernardi?
Okay.
Anything else, Mr. Kearney?
It's just a logistical question. The collections department is just at the end of the hallway, correct?
Yes.
So thank you.
Thank you. Have a good afternoon.